Want to thrive in the competitive marketplace, then you need an edge over the competition. But what does a competitive edge or advantage really consist of? Hey, my name's James, and today we're going to unpack the difference between a comparative advantage and a competitive advantage. By the end of this video, you'll be well on your way to understanding the various types of advantages your business already has. And you'll also have a better grasp of why you win and lose deals against competitors. Let's dive right in. So first up, what are comparative and competitive advantages? Both are economic terms that refer to a business's ability to produce goods and services and win against competitors over time. If you can pinpoint your organization's competitive and comparative advantages, you can make more informed strategic decisions about which gaps to target. For example, one competitor might have an unbeatable advantage, while another might only have a slight advantage. With the right competitive strategy, you could outshine that smaller advantage. Now, let's dive a little deeper into the difference between these two types of advantage. Firstly, a comparative advantage is what persuades buyers at the point of purchase to choose you. For example, if your prices are lower, your shipping times are faster, your product reviews are better than your competitors, then you have a comparative advantage that's likely to sway the buyer in your favor. Some examples of comparative advantages include lower prices. This is the simplest and most obvious example of a comparative advantage. Of course, lower prices are an advantage if you can still turn a profit. If your competitors turn a greater profit than you per unit sold, this could be a problem in the long term, unless you make up the shortfall by simply selling more units. You can achieve viable lower prices through economies of scale, better agreements with suppliers, or better access to the raw materials you need to produce your products. Another example is faster shipping times. The delay between purchasing a product and benefiting from it directly impacts the value your customer receives. That's why they're willing to pay more for same-day shipping services and why Amazon is investing so heavily in drones and robot-assisted delivery. It's all about getting products to your door faster. It's also part of the value of ebooks, digital downloads, and music streaming services. The closer the wait time is to zero, the faster your customer gets to enjoy your product, and the more likely they are to rate the overall customer experience highly. Another example is better reviews. Better customer reviews also represent a kind of short-term trust that can persuade customers to choose your product over a competitor's. This is where harnessing a strong customer advocacy program can be really powerful. So by contrast, what is a competitive advantage? As we've seen, when you have a comparative advantage, it makes little sense for a buyer to choose anyone else. However, that can all change if your rival has a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage is what enables businesses to win more market share over time. It's more strategic and often cancels out comparative advantages. For instance, having an expert marketing team that builds strong brand trust is a competitive advantage. Over time, the trust they foster might even nudge customers to pay more for your product. Let's have a look at a few examples of a competitive advantage. Renowned author and economic theorist Michael E. Porter grouped competitive advantages into three categories: cost advantage, differentiation advantage, and focus advantage. Let's start with cost advantage. In his book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, Robert Cialdini points out that while lower prices can drive customers to choose you over a competitor, so can higher prices. Why? Because they believe that a more expensive product must be better quality. Of course, the only way to charge more and have customers return time after time is to offer incredible value, even with those higher prices. Cost advantage then can mean the ability to hike up prices without negatively impacting sales. That being said, keeping prices the same and reducing costs is another way to increase your margins. So should you start hiking up your costs today? Well, it depends. For this type of cost advantage to work, you need customers to trust you already. And that's where great branding and reviews really come into play. Next up, there's differentiation advantage. Your ability to set your brand, business, or products apart from the competitors. That can mean offering the best customer experience around, either through better product design or excellent customer service, or making the best use of emerging technologies to accelerate your product's development. It could also mean stronger branding and positioning. Strong positioning clearly communicates your product's value to prospects. Meanwhile, a trusted brand reduces uncertainty and risk for the customer. The final type of competitive advantage we'll look at is the focus advantage. your ability to solve a specific problem for a niche set of customers. By doing this, you can dominate a small part of the market very quickly. This leaves little room for competitors to swoop in and take over. If you're looking to niche down for a focus advantage, your competitive intelligence program will come in super handy. Understand your competitors' products and the needs they're already meeting for customers, then look for open gaps in the market. If you can fill that space, you just might capture a powerful focus advantage. It's not too late to establish comparative and competitive advantages in your organization. But to do that, you need to understand the competitive landscape and the gaps within it that you can exploit. So head over to competitiveIntelligenceAlliance.io for tons of resources on building a CI program that will put you ahead of the competition and keep you there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.